Hey, it's Free, and welcome to this video blog episode of the Soul Growth, part of my Sexucation series. Today I want to discuss no strings attached and friends with benefits situations. Alright, first and foremost, thank you for tuning in. So let me give you an analogy. I was reading a book called The Trifecta of Wealth and Abundance, The Trifecta Secrets of Wealth and Abundance. And he gave this really cool analogy, and he spoke about the egg. Okay, if you have an egg, if it's not an egg until you have all the parts together. Is it an egg if you just have the yolk? No. Is it an egg if you just have the whites? Is it an egg if you just have the shell? It is not considered an egg until you have all three parts: the yolk, the whites, the shell. We are the same way, except we have four major parts. We have the mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical. Not in that particular order. So if you are here, my hope is that you are actually doing a lot of the mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical health for yourself and working on bettering yourself. That's the whole point behind this video series, helping you to understand the depths and the deeper levels. And when I say depths, that's what I mean, of the spiritual, emotional, and mental aspects of this physical, very physical thing that we do. It's not physical at all, actually. So if you're doing the work and you're trying to better yourself, if you're doing the spiritual work, why would you turn around and do something like friends with benefits, especially if it is someone that you know that you do not vibe with, that's not on the same level as you, that is not on the same emotional level as you? Why do that? It's counterproductive to the work that you are actually doing. That's like going to the gym, burning about 400 calories, and then literally turning around right after and going next door to the donut shop and eating 3 donuts, which is literally counterproductive, and you actually intake more calories than you actually just burned. Kind of balances out a little bit, but you still ate calories the day before, you still eat calories later on in the day, so it's counterproductive. You know how we talked about soul ties? This is why I say there's no such thing as no strings attached. Soul ties happen regardless or not if you want them to or that you intend to. They are there, that's it, that's all. Any connection that we have with someone creates a soul tie. But it's even deeper when we're sexually involved with someone. So a lot of the times, a friends with benefit, no strings attached situation is usually mostly about satisfying a physical, mostly carnal need. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't affect the other 3 parts of you. Remember how I said, you're like an egg. So if I just satisfy that physical, that does not mean that I'm not impacting or benefiting. Sometimes you can benefit from it. I'm not saying that you can't. The mental, spiritual, and emotional side. But you have to take that all into consideration. You can't just feed one and not the others. Ideally, a very well-rounded sexual experience will be one that is both, that is satisfying for all 4 parts. That person feeds you mentally, that person feeds you emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You cannot separate sex from sexuality. You cannot separate the sex aspect from the actual person. It's not possible, even if you tried. You can't say, okay, I'm just going to have sex with this person, but I'm not going to let them impact me. No. Sex creates an intense vulnerability, spirit to spirit. So that deep connection that you make with that person is so deep, and it makes you so vulnerable. It opens you up to so many emotions. And the more that happens with that person, the stronger that bond becomes. So I say this to you. If you so choose to go in the direction of having a friend with benefits, do yourself a favor. Could you think about taking the time to know the person as a whole? Rushing into something usually means that you miss very vital and important things. You miss the red flags. Take into consideration the risks that this actually deepens your connection with that person. Is this a person that you really feel like you can deepen your connection with? And number 3, because those were the first 2. First one was take the time to get to know the person as a whole. Take your time, really get to know them. Understand your risks. And number 3 is know what you really want and be honest with yourself. And once you know what you want, discuss it with the other person to know what they want. And you have to give them the freedom to be true. Because sometimes people say, yeah, I'll go with that. Sure, yeah, I'll be your friend with benefits. But really, they may have deeper feelings for you. So where does this go? That is all I really have as far as going into this, because there are so many other topics that can branch off of this, and I do intend to discuss them. I'm always open to ideas for more things. One thing I really want to impress upon you is that knowing is the first step of healing. Knowing is not half of the battle. Knowing is the first step of healing. So knowing these things means that you can make better choices. I don't say this to imply that it is simple and easy, because it is not. And I'm telling you from my own experience, I struggle with this stuff every day, probably like most of everyone else. It's not easy, and I make missteps, and it happens. I forgive myself. I figure out, okay, now I know this. How do I move forward? Every step you make is a choice. Are you making a choice for the betterment of yourself or for the detriment of yourself? And I'm not saying that you're killing yourself. I'm just saying that you're doing more damage than good to yourself, and you have to do a lot more work to heal whatever it is that you are experiencing. Remember, we aren't perfect. We live and we learn. Are you applying what you learn? I hope you guys are doing well in this quarantine, and I wish you nothing but love, light, peace, happiness, and success. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Again, I can be reached at thesoulgrowth@gmail.com. Don't forget to share this message if you agree with it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm open to it all. Love and light to you.